Hello everyone, and today we're going to do a basic DNS setup on our server 2008. So I'm just going to sign in here. And what DNS basically is domain naming systems. What it does is maps the domain name to give an IP address, because computers don't actually understand the text name or the domain name that you see, so they use IP addresses. But for purposes of users, we need a domain name so that it will help us remember. So the computer simply uses this naming system to map a given IP address to a particular domain. And initially, when we set up our Active Directory, by default the DNS was set up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go into Start, Administrative Tools, and if you look in the lineup, you will see that there's a DNS. So we're just going to click on that. And here we have our DNS options. So first we're going to go into our forward lookup zone, and we're going to create a new zone. And a little wizard comes up, you just follow the prompt. So next. Next again. And we're gonna use the same default settings that they have here. Next. And we're gonna allow both non-secure and secure dynamic updates. Next. And finish. Now, zone cannot be created, the zone already exists, and the reason why we got this is because initially when we set up our Active Directory, we had to set up the DNS by default, so it was created as well. So we're just going to hit finish, cancel. If you look here, you'll see that it is running here. And what the forward lookup zone is, basically in your web browser you would type in the URL, the name of the site that you want to go to, the actual name, and you use DNS to direct you towards that. Reverse lookup zone, which you're going to go into now, however, just going to minimize this. Go into the reverse lookup zone. What this does is, in the same web browser, if you type in the IP address, it does the opposite basically, and looking for the domain name to match to that IP address. So you're just going to right click, hit new zone. Next, primary zone. We're going to use the defaults that are here actually. So next again, and we're going to create an IPv4 reverse lookup zone, because that's what we have set up, IPv4 on this app. We're going to use the network portion of our IP address, which will be 192.168.0. And hit next. Then allow both secure and non-secure again. And finish. And you can see here now that the zone that we just created is here. Let's maximize it a bit. You see it's here. So these are some of the options and delegations that you can do. Refresh. Okay. And if I go into start menu, command prompt, type ns lookup, and you see we have our DNS here. So you're supposed to see our server name here, which is nserver8. So that's it there. But that's basically it for setting up DNS server pretty much. Thanks everyone.